Hi everyone, nubkeks here. Welcome back to Nub Braids. Apparently the automatic captioning on YouTube says nut braids, which I'm considering just officially changing the name of the channel. I think that would make sense. But today we're checking out the 6 new champions coming to Doom Tower from the Secret Room rewards. 3 epic champions for normal difficulty and 3 legendary champions for hard difficulty. Also have to give a huge shout out to Zeppelin on the Sin clan cluster who posted this on Discord, because I am not in the content creator program yet, so I don't have no first-hand access to this information. I mean, Plarium, if you're watching, please, I'm nice. I promise I'm nice, you know? You can add me into the CC program. I'm nice. Mostly. I swear. 90% of the time. Anyway, let's go. Let's dive in. Let's take a look. This is the first epic. And I'll talk about like the whole structure of Doom Tower rewards maybe at the end. Let's just look at the champions first. I've been messing around enough. So she looks cool. Lizard Man looks really cool. Yeah, looks good. Let's take a look at her. Her name is Zichi. And her A1, Brush Choppers, attacks one enemy. 15% chance of placing an extra hit. So it's not an extra turn, it's just a low chance to hit again. It depends how hard this hits. That's a very low chance, very unreliable. So not too impressive at all. A2 Crown Breaker, attacks one enemy, ignores shield and block damage buffs. Places block damage on this champion for 1 turn if this kills an enemy. Has a long cooldown. So I'm assuming this hits hard, right? Ignoring shield and block damage. It seems like she's designed to kill, so presumably this is a big single target nuke. Gives her block damage, so then she can kind of chill and be safe. We'll see. Ancient Rage or A3 puts 30% increased crit damage, 50% increased attack on this champion for 3 turns. Then grants an extra turn, 6 turn cooldown. Yeah, I guess we just hope by the time we get her, maybe they'll buff increased crit damage at some point. They buffed decreased crit damage. They made it multiplicative, not additive. But increased crit damage is still additive, not multiplicative, which makes it not so good. Gives herself increased attack though, crit damage, 3 turns, extra turn, so she effectively gets 2 turns out of it. Does make the cooldowns a bit shorter with that extra turn effectively as well. So she buffs her own attack and crit damage, potentially one-shot someone and gives herself block damage. Okay, Assassin of Kings, her passive. Whenever she kills an enemy, decreases the cooldown of the Crown Breaker skill by 1 turn. So that's probably the big one-shot move. I don't know, she seems okay. A single target damage dealer. It really depends what her multipliers are. Like, she really has to smack hard. I'm guessing the A1 will probably hit really hard if it hits twice, but it's a low chance. I don't know where you'd use her though. Like, where are you going to use her? I mean, considering there's Stone Skin in Arena, Stone Skin, there's Reaction, there's Swift Parry. Like, this seems really unreliable. And like, there's Buff Strippers. I don't know. Maybe she's good. Look, if her multipliers are high, she could be kind of fun. But I just don't know what you'd actually use her for, to be honest. So kind of this champion looks really cool. I absolutely love the look of this one. She looks badass. Looks like a dark elf. Looks really, really cool. Yeah, that Vizix and Ghostborn vibe, which I absolutely dig. So this champion, if nothing else, looks awesome. What are her skills? What's her name? Laberga. Okay. A1 Dripping Doom attacks one enemy, 50% chance of placing a poison for 2 turns. Okay, fine. A2 Boil from Within attacks one enemy, 75% chance, guessing that goes to 100%, of putting 2 poisons and a poison sensitivity debuff for 2 turns. Okay, and that is a 4-turn cooldown. Probably goes down to a 3-turn cooldown, so she's a poisoner. Right, single target puts poisons, poison sensitivity, puts more poisons at the A1. Cool. A3 Vigor Bloom, 60% increased defense and 50% increased attack on all allies for 2 turns with a 6-turn cooldown. Probably goes down to a 4-turn. That's actually a really good move, you know, increased defense and increased attack together. It's relatively rare, you know, for an epic it's pretty good. That's not bad at all. And then Irradiate, her passive, when attacked, 50% chance of increasing duration of all poison debuffs on the attacker by 1 turn. Now that's actually pretty fun. That's pretty cool. I wonder, she might be good for some stuff. She'd be good for Demon Lord Clan Boss. But then again, I mean, here's the thing though. We'll talk about the rewards at the end, but just to point it out, we have to point it out at this point, don't we? We really do. Which is, the main use for poison is Demon Lord Clan Boss. As far as I know, they're not planning to add any new difficulties to Demon Lord Clan Boss. And it probably wouldn't be very hard even if they did. Which is the main place for poisoners. And like, you know, what is she going to be, the 8th Doom Tower normal champion? Like, there's no way in hell that you're going to get her and still be in any way, shape, or form progressing on Demon Lord Clan Boss outside of building, like, world record compositions for fun. You know what I mean? So I don't know where she's going to be used, but I do think that she's good. She's got a good kit. Her passive is really funky. I like that. Putting out poisons herself, albeit single target. Nice buff for the team. I think she's pretty cool. We'll see. So yeah. I hope that she's useful because she looks amazing. This champion also looks pretty cool. Big thick mama. I like it. Knight Revenant Ursuga basically is what she looks like. We'll see. Obviously, I don't know what factions and stuff they're in. We're just guessing here. Could be completely wrong. Her name is, I think it's a she, Krakarth. A1 Magnificent Scepter attacks one enemy. 30% chance removing a random debuff from a random ally. Will not remove a debuff from this champion. Okay. A2 Eternal Return attacks one enemy. Puts Revive on Death on this champion for 2 turns. 5-turn cooldown. I mean, even if that goes down to 3 turns, that seems weird. We'll see. Let's read the rest of her kit. Lordly Might, A3, puts Strengthen buff and Shield buff equal to 20% of this champion's max HP on all allies for 2 turns with a 7-turn cooldown. That's got to buck down a lot, surely. And then Great Pillar, increase the value of all shield buffs on all allies by 15% while this champion is alive. Huh. Okay, so I'm not sure exactly what that means. Is it multiplicative or additive? I don't know, probably multiplicative. So it's an maybe okay passive. It could maybe do some fun stuff. It's a little bit different at least. I'm guessing that she surely must be a HP-based champion. So she's going to be a big old chonker, super tanky, then which makes this shield pretty big. She's kind of like Melga, but bad, isn't she? So Melga Steel Girdle, she's an epic dwarf. Melga has basically the same A1. Melga has an AoE shield that also puts out a heal over time, continuous heal instead of strengthen. Then Melga also brings a revive, like for her team. She revives 2 dead members with shields on them. So Melga just seems like way better than her, to be honest. We'll see. I mean, maybe she smacks hard. I'm trying to see what some of the point of this stuff is. Like, honestly, the only thing I can think about with this seems really weird, because presuming she's a HP-based champion, she's going to be really tanky. Why would you put Revive on Death on her? The only thing I can think of is for Hydra, that you could bait Head of Mischief with this, because it's a relatively rare buff. So, you know, put Revive on Death on her, so that she gets targeted by Mischief, and you just build her really tanky with really high HP and high resistance, and she just tanks it by having an extra buff. I mean, Strengthen and Shielding is really good. There's a bunch of like Mithrala does this, but better. Sigmund the High Shield does this, but better. There's a bunch of champions. It's a great move, but yeah. I don't know. This one's a maybe, a strong maybe. Like, if you were able to get her really early, she could be great potentially for Hydra. But I don't know. Right, I think we're into the legendaries next. We got this dude. This guy looks really fun. He looks funky. Again, he looks like a dark elf, I would say. Looks pretty fun, playing with his double maces. Nice. Chromax Moonblood. Yeah, he had like moons and stuff on him, didn't he? Yeah, Moon Knight. He's been watching Moon Knight. You guys been watching Moon Knight? We've watched the first 2 episodes so far. Really enjoying it, actually. It's really fun. His A1, Lunar Lance, attacks one enemy. 60% chance of placing decreased attack for 2 turns. Okay. Moonlight Bonds, attacks one enemy. 75% chance, probably goes to 100%, of placing block buffs for 2 turns. Also fills his turn meter by 30%. It's only single target. Bloodmoon attacks all enemies. Okay. 75% probably goes 100% chance to place Provoke for 1 turn. Ooh, and decrease accuracy for 2 turns. All right, okay. When attacked is passive, Silver Fear. 35% chance of placing a Hex debuff on the attacker for 1 turn after each hit. Yeah, I don't know. I guess it depends what other hexers you have in terms of how you can use it. So what I was thinking was, would he be good against like Head of Mischief and Hydra? But not really, right? Because he only puts the hex and it's a low chance if he's actually attacked. And Head of Mischief doesn't have AoEs. So he'd be putting hex pretty consistently on the other heads. But he wouldn't be very consistent at getting it on Head of Mischief. And he doesn't seem like the sort of champion you would build with high resistance either. So that seems kind of wonky. I mean, if this was Yeah, if he had a chance to put it on people that attack his allies as well or something, he'd be better. Because then you could come in and be like, okay, the provoked is nothing for Hydra, but hey, at least decrease accuracy AoE is great. You get a Hex on Mischief. He can single target block buffs on it. You can put decrease attack on things like Head of Wrath. And like, he bring an interesting toolkit there. But I don't think it's quite going to work, unfortunately. Now, what does he do? Like, I don't know. I'm not exactly sure what he's good for. I mean, this move is great, though. Bloodmoon, this is really good. AoE, probably 100% provoke, decrease accuracy. If that goes to 3 turns, it's super good. If it's 4 turns, it's okay. AoE decrease accuracy is useful. Some hexes. Maybe. This guy's a maybe. Depends how hard he hits and all that sort of stuff. Depends what his cooldowns are and what his percentages and stuff buck to. Maybe. I don't know. Where would you guys use him? I'm trying to think of where he'd actually go, and I'm not sure. This looks amazing. This looks exactly like looks like some of the dwarves from Final Fantasy 14 Shadowbringers. Have you guys played that? He's got the armor for his beard. The most important part of a dwarf's body, finally getting the protection it deserves. Yes, what's his name? Gronjar, of course. Gronjar. Okay. Pyro Pummel attacks one enemy 2 times. Each hit has a 30% chance of increasing the duration of HP burn debuffs by 1 turn. Yo, now we're talking. That's good. Okay, cool. Shatter Falsity attacks one enemy 2 times. First hit, probably bucks to 100% chance to remove any block debuffs. Second hit, probably 100% chance of removing a random buff except for block debuffs. 4 turn cooldown. Yo, that's pretty cool, actually. Double hit them, removing block debuffs guaranteed is pretty nifty. That's pretty cool. Okay. Fires of Owled. Attacks all enemies, 75% chance of placing HP burn debuff for 2 turns. Also fills this champion's turn meter by 5% for every HP burn debuff the enemy team had before this attack. Yo, that's kind of nice. So when you like reapply it, if it overwrites, if it conflicts a little bit, it's all good. At least you get some turn meter. I guess it's not much turn meter. Like, that's good against the spider dungeon. But, I mean, if against Hydra, at most is 20% turn meter. That's not that good, really. But, hey, you know what? AoE HP burn. Cool. We don't know what affinities these guys are, but AoE HP burn is always good. Keeper of Flame passive. Lots here. This champion will not receive any damage from HP burn debuffs. Instead, they'll heal him by 5% max HP each time the debuff activates. Think Sissia has the same thing? Yeah, I think she does. Sissia Flame Tongue. Active effect. Whenever an enemy attempts to place freeze on this champion, instantly remove it and place it on the attacker. Also places HP burn debuff on the attacker for 1 turn. The HP burn debuff cannot be resisted. Yo, that's pretty cool. Okay, I like it. Now, you would be building accuracy anyway, surely, to place HP burn and to strip the block debuffs and extend and all that. So he's going to have accuracy anyway, but that's still kind of nifty. Maybe some uses in Arena to counter some freezers. Remove the freeze, HP burn. Well, I don't know. He'd just be doing AoE HP burn. Not that useful for Arena, I would think. Maybe? Probably not, though. Probably not. Reflecting the freeze is pretty cool. Certainly good for Frost Spider, but that's not really relevant, right? Frost Spider tries to freeze you, and you put an irresistible HP burn. So, I mean, maybe he'll be good. Now, here's the thing. Once again, right? This is after he's the 8th champion from Doom Tower hard. You know, by the time you get him, do you need something to help you kill the Frost Spider? Obviously not. That being said, there's always the possibility down the line that they come and they go brutal difficulty Doom Tower, nightmare difficulty Doom Tower, right? They can always come in and increase the difficulty of Doom Tower. In which case, this sort of thing, he might actually become pretty good for that, right? That might become pretty good. So it's one to keep an eye on, I think, for sure. I think he's interesting. Yeah. And then maybe for Hydra, if they add in stuff like freezes, like some sort of frost head at some point, if that is a thing, could be cool. So yeah, Gronjar, he seems okay. And then last one, we've got this dude. I like it. So yeah, he's a Shadowkin. You know, man, if they released this on April Fools, you would have been like, okay, nice one. Nice one, guys. April Fool's champion. You got us, cheeky Plarium. Now show us the real champion design. Oh, man. Jinro the Stork. Of course, the Stork. You know what? Laughing gull, plunging beak. You know what? I like it. You know what, Mr. Stork? I appreciate your style. Actually, you know, I actually really like this guy. He's got style. He has style. Plunging beak. Attacks one enemy. 50% chance of increasing the cooldown of one of the target's skills by 2 turns at random. Okay, that's not terrible. Befuddle. Attacks one enemy. Stun debuff for 2 turns. Ignores block debuffs and block damage buffs. Okay, so damage dealer probably. Stun debuff for 2 turns that ignores block debuffs. That's actually pretty good. Now, it would still be resistible, but that's pretty good, actually. Nifty arena move. Just lock down that Duchess who has blocked debuffs on herself. If you have enough accuracy, of course. Gate Watch Stance places increased defense buff on this champion for 3 turns and counterattack for 2 turns with a 7-turn cooldown. That's long. Okay. Increases his defense each time he counterattacks. So he's a defense champion. Defense resets every time they get a turn. Huh. Okay. When attacking converts this champion's resistance into accuracy. Yeah, I was thinking this is kind of like, he's very like Helior, isn't he? Okay, and what's this? At the end of this champion's turn, places a provoke debuff for 1 turn on all enemies under increased attack buffs. Yo, okay, this dude is sick, actually. I really like Jinro the Stork. He is good. So he's a defense-based champion. You come in, you build him with really high... You probably build him to... We'll see what his damage multipliers are, but presuming he has decent damage... He doesn't... he doesn't even need decent damage. You just build him with really high defense and really high resistance. So he can't be debuffed. You can't strip his debuffs. He's going to be very difficult to kill because you can't debuff him. You probably build him with a good chunk of health as well. And yeah... Like, he increases his own defense, gives himself counterattack, and again, with high resistance, very hard to get rid of those things. He increases his defense more whenever he counterattacks. He's just going to be super tanky. Every time he counterattacks you, he can increase your skills. When he gets another turn, he can stun you. He's going to have very high accuracy, ignores block debuffs, locks you down. I like him. And then, yeah, this is also an amazing active effect. Just, boom, free AoE provoke on everyone under increased attack. That's also very good. Now, obviously, like, Duchess blocks it. She has block debuffs with increased attack. But against, like, Arbiter-style teams, pretty nifty. Or if you strip their buffs, like, if you use a buff stripper and then he takes his turn, yeah, and he just AoE provokes them, starts counterattacking, putting their skills on cooldown. I think this guy has a lot of potential. This guy's super fun for go second sort of teams. I think this guy's pretty badass. That's exciting. Again, also possibly good for Doom Tower Hard. I like him. Jinro the Stork. He's probably the best one. So, yeah. There we go, guys. What do we think? So we've got this girl. She was just like raw upfront damage, single target nuking. Seems pretty bad. We'll see what her multipliers are. She seems pretty bad. We've got the really cool looking one who's all about poisons. Some potential for increasing poison debuffs. But it's just, where will she have a place to play? But she might be good. She could end up being pretty good. I mean, like, with a poison explosion comp, I guess they're capped against bosses. I don't know. It's definitely one to keep an eye on. Maybe something cool can happen with her. Her passive's fun. Then we've got, yeah, I don't know, Melga 2.0 or just Melga 0.7 or something. She just seems like Melga, but worse. Not really sure about this champion. My best guess is that this is supposed to be a Hydra specialist that uses an extra random buff to tank Head of Mischief and then is shielding your team. But I doesn't seem that worth it for where you're going to get her. We've got Moon Knight over here, and Moon Knight is pretty random kit. Lots of random sort of bits in his kit. Will it come together to do anything useful? I'm not sure. It looks cool though, and I actually like Hex, so I'm happy to see more Hex champions. We have Final Fantasy 14 Dwarf. Actually a pretty fun kit. Maybe a bit of weirdly a Frost Spider specialist, but hey, look, an AoE HP burner, got some fun moves right there. Yeah, I mean, hey, Doom Tower Nightmare, he's your Frost Spider man. And then my favorite is actually Jinro the Stork, old Storky boy, Stork face, cool defensive champion, very tanky, very resistant, and just putting some nasty, nasty control effects on the enemy team. And he's just very hard to control himself. I like him. So there you go. Let me know what you think. Like I said, I just wanted to also mention here at the end, I really hope that they change the way that these Doom Tower rewards work. I really hope they change them up. You know, just the fact that you have to go through them in sequence, and it takes so long to catch up. Unfortunately, I've got this weird bug where I have to, like, my game won't log in properly until I restart my PC. I don't know why, some caching issue. But anyway, it is what it is. But like I'm almost there in the Doom Tower normal champions. I was able to. I'm a bit behind, but not too far behind, right? Because I was able to do that when it came out. It was a pretty new account, but I was able to do it. Doom Tower hard, I'm way behind on. I'm still working on the third guy, the orc. What's his face? The one you need to do for the missions for Amantu. I'm still working on him, so I still have 3 more to get through before I get to this new batch, and then 3 more of them to get through on hard. It's gonna take me absolutely forever to even get this guy. He's so far off, it's not even funny. And that's kind of a bummer. I really hope they readjust the Doom Tower stuff at some point, and just add in some sort of Doom Tower shop, Doom Tower Bazaar, where you can go in and you can save up your tokens and then buy specific champions. I think that'd be much more fun. You could target the ones that you want, the ones that fit your needs at the time. I think that'd be much better. And I don't even care if they make them slower, you know, like whatever. If it takes you right now like 3 months of full clearing Doom Tower hard, like I don't care. Make it 6 months of full clearing Doom Tower hard for the ones you add after this. Add in less champions if you need to, but make them really good. Like some of these ones feel a bit filler, don't they? Like, I don't know, like this one, like they just feel kind of like filler champions. Will they actually do anything, and do they just go straight in the vault? I'd rather spend twice as long to actually, in like 6 months, to get something that's awesome, like a really good champion that I want, and I can pick and choose which ones to target. I would like that, and then have other cool things in the shop as well, kind of like the normal bazaar, the normal clan shop that you could buy too if you don't want to get the champions. But anyway, that's my ideas. They're my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think. What do you think of these champions? Mixed bag for sure. Definitely a mixed bag. I think some interesting ones though. But yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.